Thought power is the key to creating your reality. Everything you perceive or experience in your visible, outer world has its origin in the invisible, inner world of your thoughts. To become the master of your destiny, therefore, you must learn to direct the nature of your dominant way of thinking that determines your overall mental state or frequency. By doing so, you will be able to attract into your life what you desire to attain as you come to know the truth that it is indeed your thoughts that are the seeds that give rise to your experience of reality. Put simply, thought power is your inherent power to create your own reality. Everything in your inner world begins with a thought. You may think your beliefs and feelings are independent of your thoughts, but they all started as a single thought. A belief is a thought you repeated persistently, be it consciously or not, until it was passed down to your subconscious mind and became part of the core beliefs of your personal belief system. Even a single thought reaction to an outside event can be so impressionable that it creates a permanent belief. Thereafter, your beliefs confirm and justify the way you think. The same applies to your feelings. Your thoughts about a specific event, be it an actual event or an imagined one, give rise to corresponding feelings. And those feelings then affirm your thoughts about the event, and the one sustains the other. Your overall mental state is determined by your mental diet. In the same way that the state of your body is largely determined by the food you eat, so the state of your inner world is a function of the mental food you consume, what you think. We can say that the term thinking, in the context of thought power, does not only refer to what we are accustomed to as thinking about this or that. All your mental activities, your beliefs, imaginings, assumptions, and the feelings they evoke are the thinking activities of your mind. And together they determine your mental frequency and direct your thought power in their respective directions. Every effect you see in your outside or 3D physical world has a specific cause, which has its origin in your inner or mental world. This is the essence of thought power. Put another way, the conditions and circumstances of your life are a result of your thinking, or else your overall mental state. James Allen said it best when he said, "Circumstances do not make a man, they reveal him." The state of your life, from the state of your finances to the state of your health and your relationships, is accurately revealing what you think, imagine, believe, and feel in each area. Most people have it back to front, believing that they feel or think a certain way because of their circumstances, not knowing the truth that it is their thoughts that are creating those very circumstances, whether wanted or unwanted. By internalizing and applying this truth, that your thoughts create your reality, you will grant yourself the power to create the changes you want to see manifest in your life. Reality creation is an inside job that is fueled by the power of your thoughts. The one universal mind is the single, intelligent consciousness that pervades the entire universe, all-powerful, all-knowing, all-creative, and present everywhere at the same time. Your mind is one and the same with universal mind, and since your thoughts are a product of your mind, and your mind is universal mind in its entirety, it follows that your thought power is also limitless. Once you truly understand that your mind is one with the mind of the single source of all power, the Absolute, and that this power is within you, that it is you in its entirety, you will have found the only true source of limitless power for which anything is possible. All the power you can ever come to harness comes from within. Accessing the source of all power begins and ends by looking inwards. The greatest mystics and teachers have long told us that everything is energy, a fact that is today undeniably confirmed by modern science. Albert Einstein said that everything is energy, that a human being is a part of the whole called by us the universe. Your thoughts are also energy, invisible to your physical eyes, but very much alive with energy. More specifically, the first of the universal laws, the law of mentalism, tells us this energy is mind or consciousness. All, therefore, is mind. The New Thought author, William Walker Atkinson, said, "Where mind is static energy, thought is dynamic energy, two phases of the same thing." And Charles Haanel went on to say, "Thought power is the vibratory force formed by converting static mind into dynamic mind." This means every time you have a thought, any thought, you convert static energy into dynamic energy, emitting a specific frequency or energy vibration that corresponds to or is determined by the nature of that thought. Your thought power, therefore, is very much a power in the literal sense of the word. The basic premise of the law of attraction is that like energy attracts like energy. You attract to yourself those things and circumstances that are in vibrational harmony with your dominant mental frequency, which is itself determined by your dominant mental attitude, habitual thoughts, and beliefs. If you want to know the nature of your thoughts and overall mental frequency, just look around you. Keep in mind these three words. Thoughts are things. The extent of the power of any particular thought is determined by how persistently you have that thought and by the strength of your conviction associated with it. The more you feel a particular thought to be true, and even know it to be true, the greater its power to attract its corresponding circumstance into your physical world through the law of attraction. For this reason, your one-off, passing thoughts do not have the same creative power as your habitual thoughts and beliefs that you have assumed to be true. Remember, it is of little use to entertain thoughts of what you desire as if you already have it for just a short burst of time each day if you then proceed to think the opposite unwanted thoughts for the rest of the day. As long as you are thinking in any way, your thought power is always active, never dormant. Your subconscious mind is the storehouse of your deep-seated beliefs and mental programs. To change your circumstances and attract to yourself what you desire, you must learn to program and reprogram your subconscious mind. There are several practical techniques that you can use to harness your thought power and reprogram the subconscious mind to change your beliefs, including visualization, positive affirmations, autosuggestions, changing your perception, revision of the past, and more. Having said this, the most powerful technique for harnessing the power of your thoughts is to remember who you truly are. Your true self that has no beliefs as we define them. As the I am, you know you are one with the all-powerful Absolute, your God self. By turning your attention inwards to your thoughts, you will find that you become far more aware of your thoughts. With this aim in mind, at various intervals during your day, deliberately ask yourself, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? What am I assuming? This will help you determine your overall mental frequency and allow you to objectively get to know your subconscious mind rather than be caught up in its workings as if an automaton. If what you are thinking and feeling please you and take you toward your desired outcome, then all is well. But if you find that your thoughts or feelings are taking you on an unwanted detour, then endeavor to change them. True thought power starts with being in charge of your thoughts. To instantly neutralize the creative power of a negative thought, you can calmly and deliberately replace it with its opposite, positive equivalent without any panic. For instance, if at some point during the day something causes you to think or feel, I'm not good enough, I will never succeed, mentally replace that thought with, oh, that's not true. I am more than good enough and worthy of abundance. Isn't it wonderful that success comes easily to me? You can also use similar affirmations throughout your day, even if you are not wanting to override a negative thought at the time. Another useful tool is the cancel technique made famous by the Silva method. Each time you catch yourself thinking an unwanted thought, mentally instruct yourself. And so universal mind with the words cancel, and immediately follow it up with a positive thought or affirmation. Think nothing more of the unwanted thought. It was just a thought that you have now neutralized. As you do this, your negative thoughts will become fewer and far between, and your thought power will be more sharpened and more deliberate. Since most human beings live their lives with little self-awareness, the countless factors inherent in the collective consciousness of one society also play an important role in one's subconscious thoughts, even on a day-to-day basis depending on the latest news being delivered to your front room courtesy of the television. If you are not living with the necessary self-awareness to guard your subconscious mind against unwanted impressions, then the countless possibilities that can happen to anyone in your larger community can also happen to you. This means that the collective consciousness is what is determining the direction in which your thought power is exerted rather than your conscious choices. Similarly, this means that someone does not attract a tragedy or accident into their lives by way of their direct thinking or more obvious beliefs. Its mere possibility makes it possible, more so if that person does not have positive beliefs with which to counter more significant unwanted circumstances. In other words, an unexpected event that may have shown up in your life is just one of the many outcomes that you have assumed is possible, be it consciously or not, given the influence of collective consciousness over your unguarded subconscious mind. A subconscious mind that has been programmed at random will give rise to seemingly random events. Understanding that you create your reality through your thought power is not about blaming yourself for everything that may have gone wrong in your life to date. It is not about blaming anyone else either. What's happened has happened, and the best you can do is commit to change your mind from this point onwards. You can freeze past experiences that are still affecting you and leave them in the past. You can even revise the past entirely with your imagination. But when all is said and done, commit now to a new way of thinking. To commit to a new way of thinking is to deliberately think from a higher vantage point of understanding and calm reason, and to control your emotions by rising above them when your emotional world is in turmoil. It is to be able to observe your beliefs and the circumstances they give rise to, as the most objective scientist observes his subject without identifying with it. It is to acknowledge your beliefs are the stories you have made up along the way, and that a story is just that, a story that is subject to change. It is to realize that you are not your thoughts, you are not your beliefs, you are not your feelings. All these belong to your personal self, but even your personal self is not them. Everything you associate with your personality, your strengths, your weaknesses, and everything you believe are just the role you as your personal self agreed to play without your conscious consent. You have forgotten it is just a role because you have forgotten who you truly are. Ultimately, to commit to a new way of thinking is to harness your thought power by thinking from the highest degree of consciousness. That is your true self with absolute love for all life, including yourself, knowing that all is but a dream. And in so doing, joy, faith, and gratitude will become your natural mental state, making for the most fertile soil to plant the seeds of your desires. The following words of James Allen perfectly capture the essence of thought power, and it is personally my favorite quote on the subject. I suggest that you learn it by heart. Mind is the master power that molds and makes. And man is mind, and evermore he takes, the tool of thought, and, shaping what he wills, brings forth 1,000 joys, 1,000 ills. He thinks in secret, and it comes to pass. Environment is but his looking glass. In a nutshell, your life is an exact mirror of your thinking, be it what you believe, what you imagine, what you assume, what you feel, and so on. Whether you realize it or not, you are already creating your reality through the creative power of your thoughts. Every effect you see in your outside world has its original cause within you, even if most of your beliefs that are the cause of your circumstances were not consciously chosen to begin with. To gain access to the greatest creative power at your disposal, you must learn to direct the nature of your thinking and take mental possession of your thought power by remembering and identifying with your oneness with universal mind. Your thoughts create your reality. Know this, internalize it, and apply it, and you will see your life transform in miraculous ways. Your thought power is your inherent power to create your reality. And if you are not directing it, someone or something else is. So use it wisely.